guys, and welcome to my channel. It's Daria. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive and looking at some crazy unhinged Reddit stories that I haven't really even found. I'm just on Reddit and I'm just on the unhinged stories page. So we're just gonna take a deep dive and we're just gonna get into it, okay? Okay, I threw a printer off the top of a hospital into a dumpster. Highlight of my IT career. Good for you, honestly. Good for you, because whoever did this, I really feel you. Sometimes you hate your job so much. You just gotta show them. You just gotta show them. Incredibly immature, but luckily this is over 10 years ago. My boyfriend at the time cheated on me with another person. He wanted me to forgive him, so I told him if he called her on speakerphone and told her he didn't love her. He did it, then I broke up with him. Okay. Also, not that unhinged. That's also valid. Sometimes you gotta teach people a lesson. You knew your worth, you knew your worth, you knew your value. You don't need somebody who's just like wasting your freaking time. Good for you. Okay, next. I was under a lot of stress at the time as my dog's health was in bad shape and I had just shelled out $3 grand for a failed surgery that resulted in him spending a night in the ICU. I'm walking my bike up a hill and some 20-something-year-old spits on me. What? I'm shocked. He chuckles and says, do something about it. So I grab my bike lock and smack him over the head with it. He instantly changes from tough guy to running for his life as I hop on my bike and chase after him. He's now screaming for anyone to help him. I get close enough so that I can kick him while riding. He stumbles. I get off my bike, throw it at him along a few punches. He gets up and continues to run, so I grab my bike and continue to chase him. At this point, I've done enough damage, and I'm only trying to scare him, so I follow him for another 2 minutes while he continues to run and scream. Why? What's going on? I mean, like, why is this 20-year-old just kind of running? This is satisfying, I gotta admit. Like, yeah, some of the others were also satisfying, but this is just... Okay. I'm not really having many reactions because I don't really know what to say, because, like, so far everything has been justified. Like, I haven't really seen, like, someone do something unhinged for, like, no reason. Okay, maybe this one. I'm a pretty boring person, but when I was looking for a college, I couldn't find one I liked. So I took the college guidebook my mom got for me. It was $19.99. Closed my eyes and opened it to a random page, stuck my finger on a school, and went there. Well, that's also interesting. I mean, did you like it? Like, what's going on there? Like, what would you major in? Like, was it a good experience? Like, that's kind of crazy, I must admit, because college is such a huge investment, but, like, you do you. Okay, next. When I was in 5th grade, my class played a game where you wore a certain cap, and you'd have to act as a certain type of student. This one was to teach us a bit about acting the right way in school, but it also taught us about acting in general. When it was my turn, I took things a bit too literal. I got the bully hat, walked out the classroom, walked back, slammed the door behind me so hard that the entire class audibly gasped in shock, and finally slapped one of my classmates in the face for dramatic effect. The entire class died of laughter, including the teacher. She eventually told me to start over, try to behave a bit less animated and intense next time. Teachers these days can't see talent for theater even if it slaps them in the face. No pun intended. I gotta reread this in my head. Yeah, they don't. I'm just curious, have you pursued a career in acting or theater? Like, there's this one time where I also in 7th grade took this. I took a book report way too seriously. Like, we were doing a presentation, but I literally decided to present as the character, and I made myself a costume, and I had an accent. Like, I started talking in a southern accent, and like in the middle of the book report, I started throwing things at the class because, like, I don't even remember what book it was, but it was just like to prove some kind of point. There was no point to be proven, to be honest. There was no point to be proven, but this happens to everyone, I feel like, creative people. So you do have talent. I hope you pursued it, and I hope you didn't let that get to you. Okay. I used to do every dare given to me because I wanted to seem cool. So my brother dared me to eat the contents of a pure fish oil pill mixed with milk. I think I kept that up for another couple years. Yeah. No, I was not the kid to do dares. Honestly, I didn't really have any. I don't remember how many times in my life I've played Truth or Dare. I don't think Truth or Dare was that frequent in my life. And I don't have any, like, crazy freaking stories. Except for one. Someone was playing Truth and Dare, and the kids in the class told this boy who genuinely hated me to go hug me because I was, like, the weird, ugly kid, okay? And, like, yeah. I'll never forget that. I could say your name, but I could also not, so yeah, I just okay. We used to play in deserted buildings that were near our house. They had a lot of cool stuff and a lot of secrets, rooms, spaces that made it very intriguing to explore. One day, we pried open this hatchet in the floor. It had cold wind blowing up, and we used to find stuff to throw into it. Turns out it was the lift of the old coal mine that stopped working in the 1980s. This is cool. This is not unhinged, but it's pretty cool. No, it's unhinged. It's just cool. The hole was about 100 meters deep. My parents freaked out when they found out. Yeah, I can see their concern, but you gotta admit, this is cool. Like, it's a cool story. Like, I'm not like, yeah. I lived in a small podunk town in Texas. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what podunk is. Hypothetical small town regarding as typically low or insignificant. Okay, yeah, me too. I lived in a small podunk town in Texas for a while and made some friends. On Sundays, the whole town would be at church. So we would go into people's houses, eat their food, watch their cable TV, play their video games. We never really stole anything, just did stupid crap. I remember that one day we ate a bunch of cupcakes that were obviously for a bake sale. Then we took all the whipped cream cans and did whip pits in their living room like a bunch of idiots. We all had to dash out to the back door as they pulled into the driveway. We almost got busted. Wow. Y'all were bad kids. So bad. Like, this is like, yeah. So, am I the asshole for calling my best friend irresponsible like her dad when I was trying to push her to save? Like, what? Okay, I'm 23-year-old female and my best friend, 24-year-old female, both recently started working. I'm in Bangalore, she's in Mumbai. Just getting jobs itself feels like such a blessing in this economy. Relatable. I've been really cautious with my money. I'm paying back my education loan aggressively and saving as much as I can. I try to keep my lifestyle around 30% of my income so I have some security if things go south. We haven't spoken in months and we finally caught up. We were just venting about employers' life. How salaries feel too low, the usual. At some point, the conversation drifted to money. She casually mentioned that she spends literally all of her salary every month, and on top of that, she uses her credit card to spend even more. I was honestly shocked. I told her that was way too much and tried to share how I manage my money. She immediately brushed it off and said, well, you earn more than me anyway. Our differences is maybe 10K, maybe massive, and then added that I've always been stingy. I don't know what came over me. I snapped back, and she was being as irresponsible as her dad. For context, her dad has a gambling addiction and lost half her grandfather's fortune. It completely wrecked their family finances for years. It's a really sensitive subject, and I know that. She got very quiet and then upset. I instantly regretted saying it. My intention wasn't to hurt her. It was to shake her into realizing she might be setting herself up for trouble. But I know I just went for the jugular and compared her to something that's a huge wound in her life. I just wanted her to realize. So, I do think you were partly the asshole. And I do agree with your reasoning for it, though, that I know you have good intentions, but I feel like you're kind of projecting a little bit in this post. You just both got jobs. Maybe, I'm not a huge fan of unsolicited advice, in my personal opinion, and you both just gotten jobs. Maybe this is something she needed to figure out on her own, and I know you have most well-meaning intentions. It's just sometimes, well, yeah, what I'm trying to say is your friend seems to come from a little bit of a troubled background, and sometimes all you need is support, and I understand that you were trying to give that support, but maybe you didn't need to do it as harsh, but what's done is done. Try to work on your relationship now. So I don't blame you completely on that, and I know you care for her, but maybe a little bit. You kind of are a bit of an asshole. I just really hate unsolicited advice because I know you're best friends. I know you're like very close. But at the end of the day, you're both adults now and you've kind of separated. You don't really know what's going on in her life as much as you like to think you do. So, yeah, a little bit. But I know you did it from a place of caring. I hope you're able to mend your relationship. I hope nothing like that bad happened, but that's my take on it. You don't have to agree, and at the end of the day, you're fully in the right to say things like that. You're fully in the right, but just know you have consequences. Okay, YouTube, that's kind of all that I have for today for my unhinged Reddit stories. I kind of like this. I kind of want to make a part 2. I kind of want to make some more, so stay tuned. But yeah, peace out. That's not a peace out. This is a peace out. Peace out.